Now in the second part we are going to understand stanza 10 to 13 of the poem The Brook. I steal by lawns and grassy plots, I slide by hazel covers, I move the sweet forget-me-nots that grow for happy lovers. Explanation: I steal. Steal means moving quietly. So here the brook is telling that it's moving quietly through the lawns and grassy plots. And we can look at the contrast here. As before, the brook was making lots of noise while passing through the valleys and stones, but now it's moving quietly. I slide by hazel covers. Here the brook is telling that it's moving towards the hazel covers. Hazel, that is a small tree or bush with edible nuts. You must have heard of almond nuts. So hazel also is a kind of nuts. So here now it's moving towards it. I move the sweet forget-me-nots. Forget-me-nots, they are a type of flowers. As you can see in the image, it's there. That grow for happy lovers. That's grown there for happy lovers, that lovers meet and they don't forget those type of flowers. The poetic device used here is anaphora. Anaphora are the sentences that begins with the same word. So here the I word is repeating in the 3 lines. The rhyming scheme here is ABAB, and rhyming words are plots, knots, covers, lovers. Stanza 11. I slip, I slide, I gloom, I glance among my skimming swallows. I make the netted sunbeam dance against my sandy shallows. Explanation: I slip, I slide, I gloom, I glance. Now through these words we can know about the different speed, styles, moods and feelings of the brook. Among my skimming swallows. Skimming here means to remove something from the surface, and here it's referred to the fishes in the brook. And swallow is a bird which dives into the brook for its prey, and here the prey is whom? The fish. I make the netted sunbeam dance. Through this line we can understand that a pattern of net is formed when it's passing through the trees and falling on the brook. And how does it dance? That is, when the brook flows, it makes the sunbeam dance. Against my sandy shallows. Sandy shallows here are the base of the brook, which is not deep and has got sand in it. The rhyming scheme here is ABAB, and the poetic device is alliteration here. With the words skimming and swallows, the s sound can be heard. The second one is gloom and glance with g sound in it, and slip and slide with s sound in it. Moving further to stanza number 12. I murmur under moon and stars in brambly wildernesses. I linger by my shingly bars. I loiter round my cresses. Explanation: I murmur under moon and stars. Now murmur means to speak softly. So the brook is telling here that it's speaking softly during the night when it's moving under the moon and stars. In brambly wildernesses. Brambly wildernesses, that is a wild growth of a thorny shrubs that's basically grown in the jungle. I linger by my shingly bars. Here linger means to spend a little more time, and shingly means the heap that is covered with rounded pebbles. So the brook is here spending more time with the round pebbles. I loiter by my cresses. Here loiter means again to spend more time, and cresses, these are the pungent leaved plants. It looks like a cabbage. So here again the brook is spending more time with the rounded pebbles and with the cresses. That cresses means a pungent leaved plant. The poetic device used here is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia, the word that is the sound words. So murmur is the sound word. Second is anaphora. Anaphoras are when 2 or more sentences begin with the same words. So here I is again repeating in the first, third and fourth line. The rhyming words here are stars and bars, wildernesses and cresses, and the rhyming scheme AB AB. Now moving to the last stanza 13. And out again I curve and flow to join the brimming river, for men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. Explanation: And out again I curve and flow. Now in this stanza, the brook is telling that once again it's crossing all the hurdles and it's curves. Curves means meandering. That to join its destination, which is the prosperous river. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. It means that men, they come with their birth and they die and they go with their death. But the brook keeps flowing and is everlasting. The poetic devices used in this stanza is inversion, where we can see the subject comes after the object. Second is repetition, the repetition of the three lines that we have seen in stanza 3, 6, 9, and now this is 13, the last three lines. The second repetition we can see in the word men may, it's repeated twice. The third poetic device is alliteration. Again, the mer sound can be heard when we read the words men may. Rhyme scheme is ABAB and rhyming words are flow, go, river, ever. So now with this I have explained you all the 13 stanzas of this poem. Now let's come to the summary. The brook describes the journey of a stream from its place of origin to the river that it joins. The poem has been written in the form of an autobiography where the brook relates its experiences like a human being as it flows towards the river. In literature, such a device by which an inanimate object is made to appear as a living creature is called personification. The poem is full of symbolism. The brook represents the life of a man. From birth till adulthood, man's life is full of activities. Similarly, the brook is quite active and noisy from birth till it joins a river and becomes one with it. After joining the river, it becomes quite peaceful and flows quietly. Similarly, after becoming mature and adult, man also becomes calmer and more composed. In spite of the similarities between man and the brook, there is one stark dissimilarity also, which the brook keeps telling the readers frequently in the refrain, "From men may come and men may go, but I go on forever." This refrain contrasts man's mortal existence with the brook's immortal life. The brook also teaches us many important lessons of life. It teaches us a lesson of determinedly moving on, overcoming all obstacles, and finding a detour round rock-ridden course. Similarly, a man must move towards his goal like a river or a brook if he is to achieve his goals. His path may be full of obstacles, but he must keep moving like a brook. As the brook starts its journey from the high mountains, on its way to the river, it floats down many valleys, hills, slips between many ridges, flows by many villages, towns, and cities, passing under many bridges. Ultimately, it joins the brimming river. Similarly, man must pass by and overcome many obstacles before reaching his goals or destinations. So, Brook teaches us the lesson of perseverance, flowing energetically despite all obstacles, and never giving up. So I hope you all have understood today's session. Thank you.